Hello YouTube, I'm George, and this is the Happy Chronicles. So, in part one, short video, showed you the collection. I have 8 bikes. They all do the same thing, but they're a little different. They all take you from point A to point B. They all bring you a lot of joy. They can be used for work, camping, gathering things, riding with friends. But these are the collection. Other than the 3 go-tos, which you guys all like that video, thanks for liking and subscribing, I'm going to show you the collection in a little bit more of an intricacy. I'm going to go over each bike, and you're going to see what exactly I use them for, or what they were used for earlier time in my life. So, without further ado, with the 4th of July this week coming up, I thought it would only be appropriate to show you my dyno. This is a bike that I actually made for parades. It is my 4th of July, my Memorial Day, I guess you could use it for Labor Day. It's an American. Okay, so this is a dyno. I'm not sure of the year. This is like a super duper cruiser bike. It's one of a variation of many that have been made over the course of time. This one is custom painted, hand painted, as you will see. But it does the trick, gets a lot of thumbs up, a lot of compliments, and everybody wants to ride it. So, this is the dyno. As you can see, Santa Ana, California. That is actually a bit of a collectible. It is in its originality, okay? It has the custom seat cover, American flag. Thank you. I'm American. I like being an American, although some of us around the world are not appreciated as much as, well, we may think we need to be. I basically just took some brush and painted the rims and tires just for the sake of it. I wanted as much paint showing the blue, red, white, and blue colors. And you can see the dyno badge. And it's down to the original on everything, including the Springer seat, which is actually quite comfortable. The bars are not original. They came in a later time, but they do the job, and they're of the correct bend. The original bars were a little bit bigger, and they facilitated inside the neck. As you can see, that's just kind of bolted in there. It works, but it's not correct. I never have found the bars for this bike. They disappeared. They were taken off for storage purposes and just never found them. So the next bike on the list, one of my favorites, this is a West Coast chopper bike. Jesse James, when he had a shop here in California, down in the Southern California area, he came up with a design for kids bike and an adult version. I've only seen a few of the adult version. I met Jesse James on a photo shoot one time. Nice enough guy. He was doing the Discovery Channel where he made all the interesting things out of cars and such like that. We were there in San Francisco for the Ferrari pasta machine maker. He actually took an old Magnum 308 GTB and turned it into a pasta making machine. Needless to say, it didn't work all that well, but it did make pasta. It did make it. Anyway, this is the design. Now, mind you, the first ones were made in a shop. This one is not. This one is an actual manufactured, and it needs a bit of cleanup, but you can see by the badging, down to the original tires, which this one has got some wear, but they are holding air. I love this. He's got the West Coast choppers on the pedal. Now that is kind of so you can't really read it unless you tilt your head, but that's okay. It has all the original parts on it. There has been nothing changed on this bike. It is all original. Now originality, as you know, look at that spoked rim. Man, that is badass. I'm telling you. Okay? The web and the frame. And the seat, which, you know, as you can see, has seen better years, has the original West Coast chopper theme. What? what? I know. Sick. Only fellow bicyclists are gonna find this any bit remotely cool. And I know there's gonna be some comments to say, oh dude, that's awesome. Even with the messed up seat and everything. You should do something with that. You know what? I love originality and it rides. I need to put another tube in the back and probably replace that tire, but you keep the tire because it is original. Okay, so next is my old road race Bianchi. Now, you know, by today's standards, this is a dinosaur. However, this bad boy right here back in the day, it doesn't look like it's anything great, which it wasn't a real high end, but it wasn't cheap. It did have the old Suntour Cyclone. Ooh, look at the gearing on this. This thing cooks. I'm telling you. It has all the original brakes, and as you can see, the tires, which are not original, are looking pretty original. Yeah, baby. There's something you don't see too often. The shifter's on the frame, reaching down to the original Jaguar seat. Ooh, it's a butt buster. Yeah. So this bike right here, I used to race a bit back in my early days, and it fared. I don't think I really ever was a lead in the peloton. I'm not a real competitive guy, but I did like to race, and I did like to be part of the pack. Competition-wise, you know, I just like to ride, man. I'm not really looking for the win necessarily. We all like to win, but you know. So, onward. This is one of my favorites. Okay, now, there is a crowd of cyclists that only ride the single speeds. Now, there's several different kinds. There's fixies, there's what I have here actually has a freewheel, so you can spin the pedals backward, and it has both front and rear rim brakes. Okay, this is my Origin Cutler, or Cutler Origin 8-ball. I just call it the 8-ball. All original, folks. All original. You see these here and there. They still sell them, I believe. I kind of looked around online, and you can find these. This one is totally original. Absolutely in its entirety. You can see neck. Oh yeah. And tires and rims. The tires are even original on this bike. I have never changed anything on it. It's probably the lowest mile bike I have. It was purchased. It was ridden for an event. And then pretty much I put it up into the bike vault, and it hardly gets any usage because it's a single speed, and I actually am kind of an endurance type rider. I like to do miles, and well, miles on one gear, it's doable, but it's tiresome. You don't go anywhere fast, and hill climbing is well, forget it. Okay. Now, this leads me on to the next bike. Okay. This is the 5th out of the 8, and this is the guest bike. You got to do the air quotes because this is your top of the line Walmart bike. So anybody who is thinking, you know, I just need a cheap transportation, or I need something for the kid that, you know, loses everything and breaks everything and you just don't want to spend a fortune. Here it is. It's a pogo stick, what I like to call it. It's a full suspension, but these cheapy bikes, well, it is a pretty decent bike. It is a very soft ride. I mean, it's like the Cadillac of, you know, ride. It absorbs everything. It does everything it needs to do. But this is the bike that you put your guest on. This is the bike that, you know, that person who hasn't ridden in for years, of which it's probably going to be featured in a video coming up pretty soon, because my boy Jay, he wants to do a video with me. I do videos on his food channel, Drunken Bastard. Tune in, like and subscribe, one word. He will appreciate that. Great food channel here in the Bay Area. All the restaurants and all the adventures that him and I go on, and he goes on with others. So, without further ado, here it is, the pogo stick. Now, the pogo stick, well, it's set up pretty decent. You know, nothing expensive in the componentry. It has V-brake, rim brakes. It has the shock with the spring. It's adjustable, so you can tension it up. You know, you get somebody heavy on it. The front suspension whale, I mean, it does suspend. It does squash the bumps. It has reflectors. It's got grip shifts. Now, grip shifts I'm not really fond of. Once they get all oily and worn out, if they sit in the sun, man, these things, the minute you grip this, you've got black all over your hand. And I mean, it's like black you can't scrub off. It's ridiculous. This one came with the bar ends. It is a great original bike. I mean, you can't go wrong. Down to the Mongoose tires. What? Hey, let's switch that around there. What? Mongoose tires? Yeah, well, you know, they're Chen Shins, but they say Mongoose on them. So this is the bike that, you know, you need a wrench for because it doesn't have skewers. You don't have quick releases on it. Most of the cheapy, you know, Walmart, you know, store brand bikes, if you really want to buy your kids or you get yourself a good bike, you want to go to your bike store or your bike shop and find one that has good used bikes. Most shops, any reputable shop, will actually sell you a good used bike. It's been gone through, they've done the components on it. They've made it, you know, not only safe, but, you know, very, very rideable, very reliable. And, you know, that's what you really want. These bikes right here, I mean, you know, like I said, it's probably, I would say that's just under 400 bucks in the store. Which you're saying, $400? That's not a cheap bike. Well, remember, it is the pogo stick, the full suspension, the top of the line for Walmart is what that is. It's a 21 speed. It has everything. It's not that bad weight-wise. It's aluminum, but you know, not anything that you'd really want to, you know, do anything special on. It's just a bike, but just a bike. It'll do what every other bike does here, and this one actually does it in really comfortable fashion. I kind of like riding it just because you can pogo stick it around. You can bounce on it. It's kind of fun. And then, hey, just for the fact that they've been on camera before and these are the stars of the show, I'm going to go back and give you my 95 stump jumper, which I bought brand new. That was my old company race bike back in my Bike Guru 1990 to 1999 here in Point Richmond, California. And then my go-to speedy bike. This is as close to a road bike as I have currently that I use. The Cirrus, or Cirrus, you know, tomato, depending on who you are. That's how you pronunciate it. And then my loyal, the 79 stump jumper. I love my Peppy. This bike and I have gone well over 100,000 miles. And actually the Stump Jumper FSR has done about the same mileage. Those two bikes have been with me forever. Ever and ever and ever. And I would not sell this bike, trade this bike, or give this bike up for anything or anyone. This is my best friend. Seriously. Of bicycles and just in general in life, you know, you can have things that mean that much to you. This bike means that much to me. So, that is a little bit of detail on all the collection. I know that everybody liked seeing the bikes. I know that everybody that tunes into this channel has some form of biking in their life. And I can appreciate that. And I know that you appreciate what I'm presenting you today. So, if you like this channel, please like and subscribe. There's a lot of videos going to be coming out this summer. California, we have great weather. I'm doing a whole series on the Bay Trail, all around, on the water, the San Francisco Bay Trail, that is. You know, for those of you who have not tuned into my channel and you don't know where I'm from, I live in Richmond, California, and this is the capital of, well, really a whole lot in Richmond. It goes back to the wartime, but you know, that's a story for another day. And if you tune into the videos, you will see the history of Richmond on all my videos. So please do tune in, watch some of the old videos, hit that like button, and if you're not a subscriber, and for all you that have subscribed, thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed by the fact that I now have over 30 subscribers, and I've only been up for 2 months. I'm pretty impressed with that, and at the same time, I'm kind of not knowing where to go because I'm just doing the YouTube for fun. I didn't get into it for anything more than maybe helping others get out and ride and feel good and be healthy mentally. And if anything else, you don't have a bike or you don't think you can bike, just get out and walk. Take a walk. I'm going to be doing some walking videos. I have a couple. You'll appreciate them if you like art. Tune into those. And, well, you know, I guess that's about it for today, folks. Thanks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.